Hey all, Binks here, and today we're accusing our opponent. Today's deck features Ronan The Accuser, a 4 energy 0 power with ongoing +2 power for each card in your opponent's hand. So it's an exact flip of Devil Dinosaur. Instead of cards in your hand, it's your opponent's hand. Devil Dinosaur used to cost 3, it got nerfed down to 4. A lot of people were expecting Ronan to go to 3 energy, and I still think that after playing a bunch of this deck and playing a bunch of Ronan, absolutely can go to 3 energy and wouldn't make it too much better. It's a cool card, but definitely could use a pretty huge buff. But our goal today was to try and work everything that we can to make Ronan work and to make Ronan a powerful card. So we'll see some of the cards that we've kind of built around it. We got to utilize Ben Brode, 2 energy 3 power on reveal. Your opponent draws a card, increase its cost by 1. So trying to increase our opponent's hand size, increase the cost of their hand. Interesting thing with Ben Brode, it can make a 6 cost card cost 7. So you can kind of brick one of their cards in their deck, which is really fun. We also utilize the overstated Maximus, a 3 energy 7 power. On reveal, your opponent draws 2 cards. I really love Maximus, and it works super well in this deck, especially if you're playing it on like the last turn or triggering this ability late. Outside of that, we kind of built a on reveal Odin type shell. So we have some big cards in White Tiger, Dr. Doom, and Odin to replay those cards. Odin can also replay Ben Brode and Maximus on the very last turn. So play them out early and then play them again later to get your opponent to draw a few more cards. Other inclusions that we have in the deck, we have Mystique, which is going to copy our Ronan's ability to give us a second version of Ronan. We have Wave to get out of Dr. Doom or a White Tiger early. Wave can also work really well if your opponent has a lot of cards left in their hand. Just playing Wave on turn 5 to make sure they can't play extra cards so that our Ronan and Mystique are really strong. And then in the lower slots, we have Ironheart, which again works well with Odin. Scorpion, which is going to be great to afflict our cards on our opponent's hand with -1 power. They're going to have a lot of cards in there. Korg to fill their deck, because if we play the Ben Brode or the Maximus multiple times, they're actually going to run out of cards, so we want to get more cards in their deck. And the Iceman is again going to slow them down, making their cards cost a little bit more, making it harder for them to clear out their hand. Before I switch over to this kind of Odin version, I was trying to use a Wong kind of variation of this deck that was also using Onslaught that can double the effect of Ronan and Mystique. Also fit in the Exodia combo in there to just kind of have an alternate win condition. So that's why the first few decks you'll see, or the first few games, are going to be with a different version of this deck. But I feel like this Odin version was just a little bit better and more consistent for finding these win conditions. But again, overall, I don't think Ronan's a good card. I really hope they do buff Ronan to bring it down to like 3 energy so it's a bit more playable, because this is a really interesting deck. You know, you're getting to try and make your opponent draw cards, which is a unique thing that you can do. But at 4 energy, it's really not worth it to be playing Ronan right now. As always, if you're enjoying these decks, make sure to hit like on this video. It really helps me out. If you're looking for more Marvel Snap content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also really helps me. And you can catch me live over at twitch.tv/binks_plays. Enjoy. We might have our full combo here. If we can draw either Mystique or Ironheart our next turn, I think we have to go for the Wombo, right? We have to go for the Wombo combo. We have 3 draws for Mystique. We have a 50-50 chance to hitting the Wombo combo. I think we gotta take it. They could have just stolen it, but probably didn't. Could also just White Tiger on the last turn, and it would be like totally fine. Dude, we got what a crazy time to be alive. We're not gonna snap. We probably should, because we have an exact win. Yes, Walpa, I do play on that platform. I try not to say it because it's kind of like weird. I don't know how using that that software is like okay or what, but that is the software that I use. Yes. Pretty great. The only way our opponent beats us is with some disruption, but if not, we're about to get a lot of power. Kind of crazy trying to show up a Ronan deck, and then the very first game I just get the Exodia combo. Super rare. It's really not the point of this deck at all. It's just kind of like an extra thing that's added into here that you can like sometimes get, and if you get it, it's I mean, it's really good. So if anyone hasn't seen this combo, by the way,
The bottom right location. This is it's just wild. So Onslaught will double both Wong and Mystique to give us 16 triggers. So we're about to get 16 triggers of our Ironheart, which is going to be more than enough for us to get the W here. No snap Sag. Sarah, that's a good point. Should I have snapped if I was trying to get the most cubes possible? Yes. But would this have happened if I did snap? Maybe not. So yes, Dara is correct. The correct play would have been the snap there. Probably snapping right when I drew Mystique on turn 5. 100% where I should snap. No way they concede there. Dude, when people see Onslaught and Wong, a lot of people concede. I've had so many times that that people will concede when I play an Onslaught into a Wong. But yeah, that's why those cards are in the deck, by the way. Sweet Maximus variant. Yeah, he's so creepy. His face is too realistic. It's like the most realistic human that they have in the whole game. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, Maximus, like Crystal, Lockjaw, Black Bolt, they're all from this thing called like Inhumans, which is it used to be like a CBS show or something in like the mid 2010s, and Ramses plays Maximus. It is so bad. It is one of the worst shows I've ever seen in my whole life. I was like in shock. I don't even know if I want to wave here. All these cards are kind of bad here, so I think I'm just going to Ironheart. I could just Ironheart there. Maybe I could have Ironhearted in Dark Dimension. Potentially. Now these cards are good again. Really wanted to wait for Ronan to do any Mystique kind of stuff. Wave limits what my opponent's going to do. I can actually, you know what I can do? I can play Wave here because I'm not going to need Wave. So playing Wave in the Dark Dimension feels pretty good. I could also play Maximus in the Dark Dimension. White Tiger here. I mean, this is probably a retreat game more often than not. If I play, the problem, I think if you play anything in the Dark Dimension with Daredevil out, I think it shows them what they do it. I got that from the track. His creepy face. Yeah, you see, yeah. So what we'll do is we'll Wong. Doesn't really make sense though, because I don't have the Ronan out, which would give us a reason to be Wonging our Maximus or our Baron Mordo. But I also just don't have anything else to do. And if they're not snapping, then I just kind of vibe. See if there's some kind of an out. That Jessica Jones is going to get buffed. Maximus won't be enough. Maximus will tie. Where does Maximus Ronan here? If I Ronan... If I Ronan Maximus middle, I should be good. He has 2 in his deck. So I guess the Maximus on the Dark Dimension doesn't matter. I have to work this out. So Maximusing on Wong doesn't matter. The Baron Mordo would matter, but I'd just much rather play the Maximus. So Maximus is just gonna have, he's gonna have a full hand of 6. It just depends on how many cards he plays. Seems to have mostly big cards. I can't imagine he's gonna play more than 1 or 2 cards. So the Ronan's probably gonna be 8 power. 8 power is gonna get us the win over here on the left. And then we can Maximus on the right and hope that our 5 power is bigger than whatever this card is. Or if he moves the vision, I win. Oh, let's see. Spooky, but I think we still get the W here. Yeah, we get the W by 1 power. Let's go. Ooh, very spooky. Yee. We're actually going to play out Baron Mordo and Maximus here, back to back, because they have a Tillion. So they're going to shuffle all these cards that they're going to draw back into their deck. It'll give me an advantage, which is pretty sweet. I can also do some crazy Wong things. I can do like Wong Ironheart Maximus. Seems pretty good. I can't do anymore, obviously. But I'm still pretty well ahead, which is nice. Wonder if Mordo's price will increase. It will stay after the shuffle. It will for sure. The Baron Mordo price increase will 100% persist. I mean, I hate this, but I guess like Iceman and Clone Vats is fine. And Korg here, I just, man, I lost all my momentum. Let's give them more dang rocks in their deck. Still sword mastering and dropping one of their best cards. It's got to be beneficial to me. I don't know, White Tiger on Cloning Vats. Just have another like big card to play. 5 energy, 8 power isn't terrible. My opponent has a probably pretty trash hand, just like I do. I got several rocks, but you can keep playing the Swordmaster, which is pretty solid at 3 energy, 6 power. If he plays another Swordmaster into Cloning Vats, then I'm definitely just playing another White Tiger into Cloning Vats. It's just hard though, because how do I guarantee that I get a W there? I think I'm just putting it all up to chance at that point. Isn't it great feels? Yeah, so I think I'm definitely just gonna throw White Tiger into Cloning Vats. Just accept a loss here on Cloning Vats. And then yeah, Iceman there, so I guarantee the Tiger left. So they have to have 9 power to put left. They have to have 5 power to put left. Maybe it's better if I go for the 50-50 of them needing 7. So playing White Tiger and Cloning Vats, it will, I can either guarantee that it goes to Subterraria and put 2 power in Attilian, or I can 50-50 that I can get 9 power in Subterraria. Which I think we need to do because they can just Swordmaster over here. And something else. Figure it out. I don't know about this game. I hate Subterraria games. They're not very fun. I could also have looked at like Ironheart Waving. Might have given me more power. The problem with Ironheart is that I feel like it pushes more power into Cloning Vats, which I'm gonna lose anyway. So I would just want to give on Cloning Vats. So if this goes left, then I made the Giga Brain play. This goes left, I made the Hyper Giga Brain play. Love it. Love to see it. Oh. So that was why I chose to play left instead of middle. Because it gives me this out. Gives me this 50-50. They can only play the Swordmaster. Love to see it. GG's. It's a card, that's fine. As long as it's not a huge card that they played. Yeah. We'll take that as even Stevens. I do feel like the whole White Tiger plan I have with this deck is a little bit bunk. You know what I should probably do with this deck is I should adjust it instead of trying to be Wong focused to be Odin focused. So I can play out like my Baron Mordo and my Maximus early and then I could replay them later. What do you think about that, chat? I think that's got to be better than what I'm doing right now. Not that I think what I'm doing right now is necessarily horrible. I just think that that aiming to make it an Odin type play would be smarter. Or rebel. Very interesting. Opponent played all their cards out. And basically let me know that they're all in on the left side. Very interesting. Could be smart if they have a way to pretty easily win one of the other locations. But it might not be the easiest thing. I'm gonna have a really hard time getting over to Crimson Cosmos. Kind of want them to draw heaps of cards. So we're basically hoping for as many of these cards to jump over to the right as we can. And then get like a Ronan to finish. Be our hope, I think. I feel like our opponent's gonna see what we played and be like, what the heck? What is going on? You know? Bucky, Nova. So they're both going over to the right. I think we win this a lot of the time. Their opponent has a really hard time winning this. Because, like, if they can play 3 cards, then I can only play 8. But if not, this is 10. Yeah, we're at 10. GG's. Victory. Yeah, I think it was well played. Sunspot's good for our opponent here. I think our play is Maximus. We can even set up like a Maximus, Baron Mordo, Korg location. That would just be hoping that we get like Ronan somewhat soon. Wave isn't great. Nothing feels great here, fortunately. Nothing feels good at all here. Maybe just Ironheart on the right. We give up our Atlantis buff, but we're not really expecting to win there either way. Mjolnir. Really need a Ronan soon. Ronan just about as soon as we possibly can. Odin also helps us a lot. So I think we Mordo Wave. Seems good. We Mordo and Wave. We still need a Ronan really bad. Dane. Thanks so much for the follow. Unlocking the best follower notification all at twitch.tv. Everyone in chat sends the regards. Oof. So I like look to Doom right, Odin right. Still loses most of the time. I think if they're not snapping, you just see what ends up. Doing well, Dan. Can't complain too much, man. So, I mean, Odin, right, does put us up on all locations, and we get the double iron. We get the extra Ironheart buff. I actually kind of like our position here. So Odin gives us 8 plus 5 over here, plus 6. It's a lot of power. It's like 19 power for a play while we're up already. I think this is a snap play. think we're really happy with what goes on here. Without the Ironheart, which I wasn't really paying too much attention to, this is iffy. But with the Ironheart, this seems really strong. They only played one card on the left, which is wild to me. Oh, it was Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom just barely not enough against my second Dr. Doom. GG's. Okay. Kiln with Dr. Doom? I'm actually really confident. Just based on this combination of two things in a row. With the Korg on turn 1, which is going to give our opponent a 55% chance to miss a draw. I'm snapping. I'm snapping turn 1. Now, Sunspot is a great response to that. And I have to skip turn 2. But I can Maximus on Asgard. I haven't thought about this. But is Asgard just good for me to let them win? Interesting, right? I might Maximus not on Asgard. I might Maximus over here. And hope that my opponent wins Asgard. Doesn't seem too bad, honestly. I do need to Ronan on Asgard, most likely. Because my plan is to Dr. Doom to try and win Kiln. I think I do this. I think I do Iceman, Ironheart. Maybe I go all in on winning. Go Iceman, Ironheart. And I go 4. And then I'm at 11 here. I get up to 16 eventually. With my Dr. Doom play. And Ronan. So I have really good chances to win every location. I have really good chances to win Kiln. I have good chances to win Isle of Silence. And I have good chances to win Asgard. And I want them to draw. I like that they're drawing cards. So I get a 6-drop out next turn, which is pretty cool. They pull my Magneto to Asgard. Very rude, honestly. Play a rock. Get their Psylocke out. So they have 7 power next. They have 7 energy next turn. That's a lot of energy. I'm happy that they're drawing. I did that on purpose. I wanted them to draw. They have full hand, and they're gonna keep drawing cards. So this turn I just want to Ronan middle. Definitely just want to do that. And it just depends on how big the Sunspot gets. If the Sunspot gets big, it's a little scary. Jessica Jones. Okay, so the Sunspot doesn't do anything. Pull another rock out. The Hood. Hood is great for us. Okay. The problem with Dr. Doom here is that if my opponent does nothing, I lose. My opponent plays 0 cards, I lose, which sucks. Not a good feeling. But my opponent has to know that that's what I'll do, because I'm always winning Asgard. I'm gonna snap. I already snapped. I don't think my opponent is going to do nothing. I can't. I mean, if my opponent Giga Brain plays and says he's gonna do, I have to do nothing. Okay, I win if as long as he doesn't do nothing, I win. Isn't it, that's crazy, right? My opponent's best play or only winning play was doing nothing, but they felt like they had to do something, which is fair. We Baron early. Baron early is fine here. Baron early could also hit their destroyer. So what's cool with Baron Mordo? So it can hit a 6-cost card and make it cost 7, and then your opponent's just fucked. So our aim here, we're gonna wave Dr. Doom and then kind of figure it out after that. So Dr. Doom's really good with Washington, D.C. I'm gonna guess this is a Death Wave deck. Usually if you see Bucky, Barnes, Yondu, it's gotta be Death Wave, right? So if we're assuming this is a Death Wave deck, we want to wave early ourselves. Forge. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. So we're hoping to get Odin here. We have a 50-50 shot to get Odin by turn 6. So we didn't have to do Ronan Mystique things. I think we just White Tiger here, especially if we get Odin off the rip. So I still think... actually, no. With this, what we want to do is play Ronan and then Mystique Maximus on 6. So we give up on the 1 and 3 for Odin. Yo, very cool Taskmaster play. Very cool Taskmaster play by my opponent. So I think we go like here. We go Mystique Maximus. So depending on how many cards they can play a lot of cards. We're in a bit of trouble. The Maximus is pretty sweet for drawing 2 extra cards. So if they play 1 card, then we're adding 12 power here. They play 2 cards and we're adding 8 power here. So if they play 2 cards, we're in a bit of trouble. We can also do something a little weird. We could do like this. Try and win over here on Monster Metropolis. Let's be a little wild with it. Then hope that we win one of these 2 locations. We can also Odin into Dr. Doom and be very consistent. So we get 8, 5, 5. So 8, 5, 5 is 18. But then we're losing however many cards they play because we're not playing Maximus. So this is guaranteed like 15 plus. I think we go here, man. I think we go Mystique Maximus left. Try and get a little wild with it. I think we won because of that play. I think we won because of that play. It's a little psycho mode. It's counting on them playing 2 or less cards and not playing to the left. But I think they thought they couldn't lose Monster Metropolis, so sneaking over there, it's pretty cool. Make sure to subscribe. Watch that one too.